welcome back. Today I am here with my March TBR, and I'm filming this a little bit earlier than I usually do, but I had a day where I could film a couple videos, so we're just gonna get this done. And this is partly because my planned TBR is already a little bit excessive, so let's just get into this. I have a lot of things to read, guys. My TBRs are always pretty ambitious. I never get to everything that's on my TBR, but let's just get into this. I've got a couple buddy reads. I've got some arcs that I need to get to this month. I have some other things to fulfill, challenges that I've set for myself for the year. So I guess first let's talk about the buddy reads. My first buddy read is going to be the first week of March with my friend Katrina over at the Fabulous Book Fiend. We are going to be buddy reading Four Dead Queens by Astrid Schuldt. This, I'm pretty excited to see what I think about it. It was on my most anticipated books of the year. It is a debut YA fantasy novel that has like political intrigue and Four Dead Queens. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but it sounds very cool. It'll be interesting too to read it because I know that fantasy is not really Katrina's thing so much, so I'm curious to see if we have different thoughts on it, but I'm excited to get to this one. Also in March, I have an e-arc that I'm supposed to be buddy reading with Mara over at Books Like Whoa. I will put a picture up here. This is Wicked Saints by Emily Duncan. This is another one that is on my most anticipated of the year list. I'm really excited to read this. It seems like it's going to be kind of a more dark and violent YA fantasy novel that involves people trying to assassinate a king or something. And I want to say I read somewhere that it's some sort of a retelling. And I remember hearing that and thinking, oh, that's so cool. And now I can't remember what it was. But anyway, I'm really excited to get to it. There's been a lot of buzz about this book. I am also going to be doing a buddy read with Mara from Books Like Whoa and Amanda from The Naughty Librarian of a romance novel that was recommended to me from Shayla over at Shay Geeks Out. It is Highlander Ever After by Harlequin. I'm really excited to pick this up. She watched my video where I talk about my thoughts on romance and things that I like and don't like, and based on that she had recommended that she thought I would really enjoy this, and I'm excited to pick it up. It involves a marriage of convenience plot, which I tend to really enjoy, so I think this will be fun. And Mara and Amanda both are big romance readers, so it should be really fun to buddy read this with them as well. It is a Scottish historical romance. Moving on, there are a couple of readathons happening in March that I want to participate in. I can't fully participate and do all of the challenges, but I'm putting one book for each of these readathons on my TBR because I like the idea of them and friends of mine are creating them, so I will link them below if you guys want to go check them out. The first one that I'm planning on participating in is March Mystery Madness. This is hosted by Courtney over at The Protagonist. She is the queen of cozy mysteries, and I actually do have an arc of a mystery that I need to get to this month, and so this is on my TBR, and this I will be reading so that I can do a little bit of participating. This is called You Owe Me a Murder by Eileen Cook. It is coming out in March, and it is a YA murder mystery. It sounds really fun. The synopsis says that it's about 17-year-old Kim, who never expected to plot a murder, but that was before her boyfriend suddenly dumped her for another girl. Now, Kim's stuck on a school trip to London with him and his new soulmate. So this seems like it'll be fun. It's kind of a mystery thriller and seems appropriate. So this is an arc I need to get to, and it is on my TBR for March Mystery Madness. The other readathon that's taking place in March is Middle Grade March, which was created by my friend Krista over at Books and Jams. And one of the books that she's going to be reading for it is on my TBR, and so I thought it would be really fun to join in. So I'm going to be reading Sweep, The Story of a Girl and Her Monster by Jonathan Auxier. This book I've heard really good things about. I don't know a whole lot of what it's about, but I know it's supposed to be really touching. It's kind of a blend of fantasy and historical fiction about an orphaned girl who befriends a monster, and I've heard really good things about it. It's also just like a really beautiful book. Let me show you. It's so pretty. It's like purple. And look, it's got such a cute little middle grade map. I love maps and I love this. I just think it's adorable. So yeah, I'm really excited to pick this up. Middle grade always is really quick to read, and this is actually a book that was gifted to me by my friends over at Abrams Books, but I had heard about it before and was like very excited to pick it up. So I will be reading this. Next, let's talk about a couple of the books I'm planning to get to fulfill some of my personal challenges that I set for myself this year. One of my challenges for myself was to read 12 books that are translated fiction. I have found this a little bit difficult to do in physical form, I think because like I've just had a lot going on. So one of these I'm definitely going to get to. I already have the audiobook downloaded from my Overdrive app, and so I'll be reading this or listening to it probably early on in the month. But I have a physical copy that was gifted to me from my friend Karen over at Run Right Reads, and I've heard really good things about this. I'm interested to pick it up. This is called The Dinner by Herman Koch, and I don't remember what this was translated from. He lives in Amsterdam, so whatever language they speak in Amsterdam. Looks like I probably should know that. Let's see. Translated from Dutch. That makes sense. So this was translated from Dutch. I've heard good things about it. It's like a psychological thriller about two couples who meet for a dinner to address something that their 15-year-old sons got involved in. And yeah, I don't know. It sounds really interesting. She loved it, so I'm excited to pick this one up. So this would count for my translated fiction. I also set a goal to read 12 books by indie authors in the year, and so the book that I'm hoping to get to this month, if I'm able to, is Alethea by Megan Tennant. This is her debut science fiction novel. I think it's sci-fi, or is it like a blend of sci-fi fantasy? I don't know, but it sounds really cool. I've heard good things about it. I actually won this in a giveaway. She's an author tuber, and I'll link her channel down below, so I'm hoping that I can get to this. I'm excited about it. It's definitely a bit of a tome. It's like 500 pages long, but I want to read it, so hopefully I can get to this in March. All right, and then I have a whole bunch of ARCs and things that I need to read for review, so I'm trying to like pare down on how many I have or accept, but it's fine. It happens. Like a lot of these I'm excited for. One book was sent to me by an author that I am planning on reading. I read one of her other books in February and I really enjoyed it a lot. It was called Starmark Rising, which is like her sci-fi debut. This is alternate historical fantasy and I'm very excited to pick it up. It is called The Ethereal Squadron by Shami Stovall. It is set in an alternate World War II. World War I? Okay, it's set in an alternate World War I where there is magic and the magicians are also at war with each other, and it's about a girl who disguises herself as a boy so that she can go and fight in the front lines of the magic war. So this sounds awesome. I really enjoyed Starmark Rising, and so I expect that I will probably enjoy this one as well. So thanks, Shami. I will be reading and reviewing this one in March. Okay, then I'm very excited to pick up another book by Sarah Morgan. This will probably be later in March because it comes out April 9th. This is called One Summer in Paris. This was sent to me for review by the folks over at Harlequin. I have been really, really loving Sarah Morgan. She writes such fantastic characters and great like families and relationships. This is about a friendship between two women that they sort of strike up in Paris. One woman is dealing with an unexpected divorce. Her husband filed for divorce, and so she's in Paris on her own. And then there's another woman who is a bookseller from London who also has heartache she's trying to leave behind. And so they meet in Paris and become friends, and I think it's about friendship and healing and sisterhood and love. And yeah, it looks beautiful. I really like Sarah Morgan, so I'm excited to pick this up. I'm also very, very excited to say that I got approved for an ARC of one of my most anticipated books of the year, guys. I'm really excited about this. This is from Quirk Books. It is called The Princess and the Fangirl by Ashley Poston. This is a companion novel to Geekerella, which I loved with all of my heart. And this one just sounds so much fun. It's set in the same world and it's about switched identities, which is just like a fun trope. Yeah, I'm really excited to read this, so yay! I'll be reading this. It also comes out in April. Another one I'm really excited to pick up is an ARC from Abrams, and this is another one coming out in April, so hopefully I can get to it in March. It's called The Raven's Tale by Kat Winters. This sounds really, really cool. It is a YA reimagining of the life of Edgar Allan Poe as a teenager, and I think there's a girl that he has a thing for who's the inspiration for the Raven, so this just looks so dark and sounds amazing, so I'm very excited to check this one out. And then I have a couple of ARCs that were sent to me from my friends over at Bird Publicity. These were not things that I requested, they just sent them to me. So I'm hoping to check these out. One of them I'm like a little bit more on the fence about than the other, but we're gonna give them a try. The first one is The Cliff House by Rayanne Thane. This one comes out on March 26th. And this one I'm actually quite interested in. It's about three women at some sort of a crossroads in their life. I've been really enjoying lately women's fiction type stuff when the characters are well put together that are dealing with issues. Probably because I'm getting old. I'm going to be 32 this year, so maybe that's why, but I'm looking forward to checking this one out. The other one, we'll see. I'm going to try it. I did like something I read by this author previously. This is The View from Alameda Island by Robin Carr. This one goes on sale April 30th. Robin Carr is known for writing kind of sweeter adult romance. The only thing that I'm not sure about with this, because I did read a book by her that I liked previously, but this one involves a woman who files for divorce and leaves her controlling husband and then finds love again with somebody else, which like could be fine or could not be fine depending on how it's handled. Like things involving divorce and cheating and stuff like that, I'm always like tentative about depending on how the author handles it. So I don't know what to expect. I'm gonna give it a try. I will let you guys know what I think. Then I have another one of my most anticipated books of the year, guys, and I actually have a finished copy. This comes out in March. Yes, it is The Everlasting Rose by Danielle Clayton. This is the sequel to The Bells, which I read last year. I gave 4 stars to it, and I really, really liked it. I love the world. I love what she's doing, the way she's deconstructing the way that we think about beauty, and I'm very excited to pick this one up. So I'm hoping to read this early in the month because I will probably be trying to go to the launch for it because she lives in New York, and so I'm sure it'll be here. What's this book, guys? It's so pretty, and it's got maps. Very, very excited to be reading this. And then another book that I've been pretty excited about that came out in January and actually went to the signing for this is Ransacker by Emmy Laybourne. This is the sequel to Berserker, which I read last year and really, really loved. I think it's kind of an underhyped book that most people don't know about, but it's so good. Berserker is sort of like a violent Little House on the Prairie meets Norse mythology, which sounds weird, but it totally works and it's really good. So this is sort of a companion novel. It follows one of the side characters in book 1 several years later, but it's in the same world, and I'm really excited to see where she takes it. I love Emmy. She's super sweet, so have it signed. She's really kind, so I want to read this, and then I'm actually hoping to set up an interview with her because she lives not too far away, and so if I can get to this, then maybe we can set up an interview and you guys can hear more from her. Also, kind of on my radar is something that, like, I don't have to get to it this month, but I would like to. It's been something I've been wanting to pick up for a while. This is Kindred by Octavia Butler. She is someone that I know I should read. As a lover of sci-fi fantasy, I can't believe that I've never read anything by her, and I do have this book of hers in my TBR. This was written quite a while ago, but it was about a modern-day Black woman who is pushed back in time into the era of slavery. So I feel like it's probably a difficult book to read, but it is a classic. It's supposed to be really great, so I do want to pick this up. And then, once I read this, I can also read the new Kindred graphic novel that just came out from Abrams that they sent to me because this looks awesome, but I kind of want to read the novel first. So I'm hoping to get to both of these, so we'll see how that goes. And then I have 3 March arcs that I had sort of forgotten about that I picked up at Comic-Con, and I'm like, oh, that's right, I should read those. And actually one of these is middle grade, so this could go for middle grade March, guys. That's good. This is called The Monster Catchers by George Brewington. This is coming out in March from Macmillan, and this sounds really fun. It's about a family of monster catchers, which is super fun. And the thing is, middle grade books are always so quick to get through. It's like less than 300 pages long, so I'm gonna try to get to this one. Another book that I do plan on getting to this month, especially because I have an e-arc and a physical arc, is a book that looks really cool. It's a debut novel. This is called The Devouring Grey by Christine Lynn Herman. This is coming out through Disney Publishing. It was blurbed by Claire Legrand, who is one of my all-time favorite auto-buy authors. She says, "Fans of the Raven Boys and Stranger Things rejoice. This is your new obsession." So if that doesn't make you want to read it, I don't know what will. This looks like kind of a paranormal story set in rural New York, and it just sounds awesome. So I will definitely be reading this in one form or another this month. Another book that I would like to get to, if I can, because it seems like it would be pretty cool, is Sherwood by Megan Spooner. This one is coming out on the 19th from HarperCollins, and it is a gender-flipped retelling of Robin Hood, which sounds like it could be very, very cool. So hopefully I can get to that as well. And then the one other thing I'm going to throw on here, which was on my TBR previously, I may also pick up other things than this, but I do want to get to Magic Burns by Ilona Andrews. This is book 2 in the Kate Daniels series. I want to make some progress on it. So there's that. I will also have audiobooks coming through my Overdrive app that I'll be getting to, but these are the books that are kind of on my radar for this month. So there you go, as always, an ambitious TBR. I'm also really running with my new business this month, so honestly, I'm not sure how many books I'm going to get to because I'm going to be working more and probably reading a little bit less, so I'll have to kind of feel it out and see what my reading looks like with those changes happening. But I'll be getting to a lot of these, and I'm very excited about all of them. So talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know any of your thoughts, what you're going to be reading in March. And question of the day, how do you manage your TBR? Do you always feel overwhelmed by how many books you want to read, or do you feel like you have a good system for keeping it under control? Let me know. Again, comment below if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.